He's pulling up. Request rearm. Three times BDU 33.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Start up number 2.
Rearming complete.
Okay, flap set, speed brakes. IPU can be switched off. Master armament done. CDUAC is going on. Engines are started, KQ is on. IFF, code A. 43 and 5252. Code A, let's put it on norm. Okay. Responder set. Filtry. I think it should be 2 for the aft radio. Takeoff trim set. Let's check. Okay. Test. Let's do my load my Dismus. Alignment is complete. I'll set my TACAN for the Dreamlow departure. Dream 4 departure, I mean. Right, what was it? Dream 4. Guess the 346 out of Boulder, so it's 114.
Pepper 1, check front.
2.
Hey, ready. Can you confirm aft radio is manual 40.400?
Two.
Pepper 1, check mid.
Two.
Pepper 1, check aft.
Two.
Pepper 1, go aft, secure. Pepper 1, check aft.
Two.
Pepper 1, push front radio preset 3. Pepper 1, check front.
Two.
And Pepper 1, push mid preset 3. Pepper 1, check mid.
Two.
Alright, radio check's finally complete.
(114) X-ray out of Boulder, the 346 radio.
Two from one, I have a green jet. I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes for a bio, and I'll check back in when I'm back. Take your time.
Two, copy, thanks.
Set up the flight plan to 999 or 340. First we create the waypoints. TRN space 47. TRN 47, we copy that to CP1. CP1, okay. And then we go for CP7. And we copy CP7 to IP1. Okay, and then we go target 74.42. Decimal 42. Make that into target 1. Okay. Flight plan. We start with takeoff analysis. We go to flex. Mint dream. Crystal Springs. CP. IP. Targets. Target 1. Card flush Jason. Card flush Jason, strike as peak.
Oh, one's back.
Apex. Fin. Nellis. 2 on right. Okay, set. Let's set my saddle. Group ID 74. Own ID 12. And we are Pepper 1. Okay. Radio set, that set, waypoint, CDU data, FCC, JTARs on. TCP. Let's just set my CDU to ground.
2 screen jet.
One copy. Okay, stand by for taxi call. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1, 2 A-10s parked, golf revetments with hotel, taxi into Southeast EOR.
There you go. 30 FPS. Looks okay.
Nose Tower, Pepper 1, Park Southeast EOR. Okay, 2, let's configure for takeoff. And 1 is set.
Master mode nav. EC is engaged. SES is on. Stick master mode. APO. For takeoff flaps. Speed brakes closed. TACAN set. Canopy. Position light steady. Interpolation on. Flash. Formation lights.
Two is configured.
Okay, let's, before we start to roll, let's do quick swing checks, alpha checks. Let me know when you're ready. We'll do CP, IP, and target.
Okay, CP, yeah, I've got it.
Okay, CP 320 at 117.
Yeah, same.
IP is 317 at 105.
Same.
And our target is 313 at 9er 6.2.
Same.
Okay, checks complete. Stand by for taxi. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1, Southeast EOR, taking runway 3 left for green forward departure, legs turn out. Okay, ready when you cross 3 right, let me know and I'll give a call to tower.
Two.
Post Tower, Pepper 1 crossing 3 right at Alpha or 3 left.
It's clear.
Clear of 3 right.
Nellis Tower, Pepper 1 clear 3 right, taking runway 3 left for green forward departure, flex turn out. And just confirm altimeter 29er 93.
29 and 93.
One in position, break set. 22nd standard departure. Pepper 1 run up.
Two's in the green.
And 1's in the green. And 1 will roll at 10 seconds after. One's rolling.
Two's Airborne.
Nellis Tower, Pepper 1 Airborne is fragged. And I'm ITT 750. Right out reference flex, and I'm at 3200, starting to climb. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1, flex, pushing control. 2 push mid, preset 4. Nellis control, Pepper 1, 2, A-10, Charlie's outbound Nellis, green 4 departure, flex turnout, flex, Angels 4.5 on the way to 17. And 1's rolled out at 320, and I'm adjusting pitch to maintain 200 knots at ITT 750.
Two's flex, 2 visual 1.
Well, I don't know what I've done, but I'm not getting a good TACAN for some reason.
Okay, I've got the 114 X-ray for the boulder.
It actually should be 116 X-ray, correct?
No, that's the Las Vegas.
Confirm for the outbound. We'll talk about it. Just kind of follow me. We're gonna make it here.
Copy.
I've got it now. I don't know why it didn't come up earlier. So 1's passing to Angels 10 on the way to 17. One's to Angels 12 on the way to 17. Checking right to intercept the 350 radial. Establish 350 reference met. One's crossing Angels 14 on the way to 70. One's passing through Angels 16 for 70. And one's established Angel 17.
2 settled.
One visual 2. Okay, I'm gonna increase ITT to 725. Yeah, so Reddy, I think what you were maybe looking at was the standard Dream 4 departure, where you do not do the flex turnouts, and that departure you hit the boulder radial before you make your turn, but on the flex turnout you actually hit the 116 X-ray departure on the 350 radial to Met.
Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, no problem. It was just you had a good idea, just the wrong plate.
Yeah, I set the TACAN at the ground. I thought like, okay, let's just do that. But I just got the wrong plate.
Yep, if we were doing the standard in Dream 4, you'd have been perfect. Okay, let's check right, reference Dream. Nellis Control, Pepper 1, departing your airspace, pushing Blackjack. Dream, Met, Angel 17. Okay, 2, let's push mid preset 10. Blackjack, Pepper 1, 2, A-10, Charlie, outbound Nellis, Dream 4 departure, Angel 17, Met. Pepper 1, check mid.
2.
Back on aft.
Sorry, did you just say that I was transmitting on aft or that I should transmit on aft?
No, sorry. All I said was that Lee, I'm back on aft. I didn't really have to say that. It's basically kind of acknowledging that I had your response on mid, and I was just letting you know I'm back on the aft radio now.
Okay, thanks, copy.
So you see on the TAD that our ground speed's about 316, both of us now.
Yeah, I hooked you and I see 316, yeah.
Alright, ready, looks good. So once we make this left-hand turn, we're going to maintain Angel 17. We're not going to climb to 18, but once we make the next turn, we'll maybe do some formation transitions on the way.
Yep, okay.
Okay, 2, let's turn left, reference Crystal Spring. And rolling out 315. Flight Jet Pepper 1, Dream, Angel 17. Okay, 2, go echelon right.
2. Settle.
1 visual. So, real minor things, ready, this is not a big thing at all, but normally, and I don't know if it's written anywhere or not, when lead says, like, go echelon left or right, when you have to actually cross under, rather than just saying 2, normally you say, like, you'd say 2 crossing under, just to let lead know what you're doing, although I don't know if that's really necessary or not, but that's kind of the convention that we usually use around here. And you did great job doing the cross under, but you did it a little faster than you really need to. I mean, you were in control. There's no safety thing. It was nice and crisp, but, you know, probably a little bit faster than people like to see it, you know. But excellent otherwise.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, 2, why don't we do a couple of turns? I'm gonna do like a left-hand turn away from wingman, maybe about 90 degrees, and then we'll go wings level, and then I'm gonna turn back into you. Okay?
Yep, good one.
Okay, let's make a left-hand turn, and starting now. Sorry about that, kind of sloppy. Okay, I'm gonna roll out at 240, it's about another 15 degrees. And rolling out. Okay, you look, you're in pretty good shape. I'm gonna make a right-hand turn this time. So, everyone, let's make a right-hand turn. All right, looking good. I'm gonna roll out due north, it's another 15 degrees. Okay, one rolling out, 360. All right, good job. Is there anything in particular you want to practice ready?
No, not really. No, I'm having a good time right now. This is good.
Good, good. All right, you're kind of in fighting wing, so go ahead and go fighting wing. Kick out just a little bit more, and when we make this turn to the left, you're free to cross over to the left side so that you don't, you know, lose a lot of ground. You can maintain your energy and still the spacing. So it's very appropriate when you're making a hard left, like a 90-degree turn, to go ahead and switch sides with the lead so that you can, you know, use the geometry of the turn to stay at the right distance, you know.
Okay, will do. Thanks. To fighting wing.
Okay, let's make make a left-hand turn, reference CP, and turning now. They're rolling out about 283, 285, something like that.
To settle.
1 visual 2. Gonna stay in fighting wing and just, again, you probably know this, I'm sorry you don't, but normally there's no reason to do otherwise. You'd want to stay in a position kind of where you are now so that lead can look over out his cockpit and look over his wingtip and see you out there just above the wingtip, you know, either the right or left side. But you're free to move around as needed, but just if there's no reason not to, if you can establish yourself over one of the either left or right lead wingtips from his view, that's, you know, it's really convenient for the lead, and it's, you know, it's a good way to do it. So where you are now is a great location. You're a little bit far for fighting wing, but you know, not bad. In fact, you're kind of more a wedge. You're like a 1 mile if you look on the TAD. So you need to be about half that spacing to be a good fighting wing.
Yeah, correct. I was correcting.
Yep, and it's on those turns you get used to it. In fighting wing, you have to kind of hang close, and wedge is, you know, it's a little more difficult to judge distances. But you know, anyway, the more you do it, the easier it is. You're doing fine. So why don't we go ahead and start descending, and maybe let's do maybe some Latin going toward CP1, some low altitude terrain navigation, not real low, but maybe about 500 feet. So I want to descend at about 7 degrees, and again, stay in fighting wing, move as you need to. I'm gonna throttle back to ITT 600.
So.
The NDC shows us being at 11,000 feet at CP, but we might be a little bit lower than that. We might kind of pop up and then turn in. If you're not practicing maneuvers, it's not that interesting just to put it on autopilot and fly at 17,000 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I usually do with fighting wing is I put my TAD on the 1 nautical mile radial size, and I try to keep you in the middle circle.
That might work. That's good as long as you're about half a mile spacing. That whatever works is great.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, you can be closer than a half a mile too. Just I think you need to be at least 500 feet or so. So the main thing about fighting wing, it's comfortable. You can visually see what's going on and judge your distance pretty easy. But you have enough spacing that you can correct and go heads down briefly if you need to. You know, you don't have to just stare at lead all the time. So it's just kind of a comfortable Goldilocks kind of distance.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, so I have to go wings level here. And on about 600 HGL, this will stay. And ready, if you lose SA or don't feel comfortable, don't worry about just popping up. Just let me know what you're doing. But anytime you need to, pop up.
Copy, will do, thanks.
Okay, I'm going to increase ITT back up to 725 now that we've slowed down a bit. And heads up, have you experienced a missile script yet actually being fired on out here?
No, not really.
Sometimes, depending on what pilots want to do, they can activate SAMs out here in the area, and they want to practice SAM evasion or masking or several things. They can go active on that. So sometime when you come out here, the SAMs will be active, but they've got a missile script running so that it will not actually damage you if it shoots at you. So, the briefing user can cover what happens if you do get a SAM shot, and what we're going to do is just ignore it. So, you can do some slight juking if you see something headed towards you, but it'll explode before it gets here, and you'll just get a little screen notice that, ready, killed by rolling, or whatever. So just ignore it. Don't worry about trying to go crazy defensive. That's not part of the DLO here.
Okay, yeah, copy.
Hopefully we won't get shot at, but if you're out here, it's going to eventually happen.
Yeah, it happened with Stuka the other night. We were doing a night refueling, and then he was being engaged by an SA-5 while we were on the tanker.
Okay. Yep, that's it. But good thing about the missile script will kick in. Now that even applies on air-to-air missiles. The missile script will protect you, but it does not cover the gun. So you'll never shoot at somebody with a gun.
Altitude.
There's nothing to keep them from getting shot down.
Yeah.
Okay, ready. Go to the right side. We're going to make a sharp left turn up here at CP. So I want you on the outside, so that you can transition to the left during the turn if you want to. But that way, especially when you're low, if lead's turning into wing, you go blind on wing. On lead, you don't know what's going on. So.
Okay. 2 is on the right.
You turn into the wingman as you make any hard turns.
Is on the right. I'm stripped half a mile.
Copy. Visual. We're gonna kind of go over this little ridge, and then we'll make a pretty hard left-hand turn, CP. So just turn and position yourself on the left side and fighting wing as close as you can to it, and we'll just kind of overfly the target.
Altitude.
Copy.
Altitude.
Okay, we're going to make a pretty hard, more than a 90-degree left turn, but as soon as we get over this ridge, I'm making a turn, so try to just kind of position yourself in the turn.
Altitude.
So you end up close to fighting wing if you can. It's not part of the IQT DLO, so, don't worry if it doesn't work out, but it's fun to practice, and then MQT will be doing it a lot.
Okay, 2 moving to the left.
And we're CP and bound to IP. And rolling out 150 reference IP. Alright, looking good. You're free to maneuver wherever you want within the fighting wing. So you can stay there, you can move to the other side, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
You can see from the flight plan that once we overfly the target, is a slight right turn to egress toward Garth.
Visual.
I'll kick out a little bit, give you a run. Yeah, the main thing to look out is for rocks first. Don't crash into anything.
Yeah.
Okay, now checking left. Reference target, so we're IP inbound. And we're a good line formation now. So this is a good formation for firing Mavericks and for mutual defense. And a lot of the tactical maneuvers you practice in MQT will be from line formation. Okay, 3 miles from the target.
Altitude, altitude.
We're going to do a polite show of force here.
Okay.
Altitude, altitude.
Okay, checking right. Reference Garth. Oh no, I'm not either. Sorry about that. I attacked the IP. We're IP inbound. So sorry about that. I know you're thinking, what in the world is he thinking?
No, it's okay. I like it.
Okay, we'll pop over this mountain and just overfly. And this is the real
Pull up,
show.
pull up.
Okay.
If I have
Pull
any
up,
flares
pull up.
left from lighting the IP on fire.
Pull up, pull
Okay,
up.
we're IP inbound 170.
Pull up, pull up.
Looking good.
I've got 52 left, so.
Why don't you directly fly over the target and drop some flares? I'll stay over a little bit to the right.
To copy.
If you have flares set, don't worry about it, you know.
Yeah, I've got 52 left. I popped a few at IP after you.
Oh, good. I'll pop the rest of them here. There you go. Okay, looking good. You have any visuals to your right, correct?
Yeah, I got you.
Pull up, pull up.
Okay, let's pop on up to, well, let's stay low. Let's stay here. We'll pop up at this ridge, exiting the range. This, range 74 to the south. We'll just kind of pop up over that ridge and climb to Angels 11 for Garth.
Pull up, pull up.
think any of the SAMs are active. I haven't seen anything on the RWR.
No, same.
Altitude, altitude.
Hey, one's popping up. And I'm gonna go to ITT 750 and pitch to maintain 200 knots until we get to 11, Angels 11. One's to Angels 10 on the way to 11. What I'll do is rather than staying at 200, I'm just going to throttle back to ITT 725 once when I'm here now. So I'm back to ITT 725. Blackjack Pepper 1 range work complete, egressing the adjacent recovery, guards, Angels 11. Okay, checking left, reference flush. And rolling out 165.
You know, I always liked flying on the other maps, but now since the last 2-3 weeks, I really like this Nevada map.
Yeah, it grows on you. It looks like this is like the face of the moon when you first start flying. Everything looks, desolate and the same. But with the range objects and the ranges and the nav points, and when you start getting used to the terrain, it's pretty interesting. It's not as pretty as Syria or Caucasus, but it's fun to me to fly. There's a lot to do here. You recognize this airport to our left?
Yeah, I do. I think I did a night landing with Stuka here.
Yeah.
Pahute Mesa, right, or not?
Time you can use this for the IQT flight.
Is this Pahute or not?
I'm sorry?
Is this Pahute Mesa or not?
IQ Mesa, correct, now, right below us.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, and it's a bit tricky because there is a little bit of terrain just before the threshold.
Yeah, and also if you're not careful taking off to the north, the terrain rise is pretty good. So if you if you don't have a decent amount of climb, you can get too close. Also, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, that's right. I mentioned that to Stuka also before we took off. It was NVG to take off, and then we decided to take the southern exit, the 18.
Gotcha. Yep. It's a better way to leave. As long as the wind's not too strong, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it's really starting. I'm starting to recognize some of the waypoints and areas.
That's good. I can't recognize a lot of them, but some of them are pretty obvious. Like Gas Peak, and it's kind of nice to figure out what apex really is when you're in. And out here, some of these mountains like Belted Peak and others, I'm kind of getting so you can recognize them. It is kind of interesting.
Yep. Yeah, agreed.
This is the first map I had flown with DCS that had actually been out to the area. I've spent some time in Las Vegas working several months and seen the Gas Peak and some of the areas, the racetrack and Nellis, and it's kind of different when you kind of appreciate it's real world. The other maps are also, but I can't really relate to those halfway around the world as much as the ones that I've actually been to.
Ah, yeah. Oh, that must be nice. And you flew on McCarran?
Yes, What's Andrew, we're about to make a turn, I'll tell you in a minute. I thought was interesting one time I was flying here.
Okay, copy.
Blackjack, Pepper 1, flush. Okay, let's take a left-hand turn. Reference Jason. Rolling out 125. Reference Jason. Blackjack, Pepper 1, departing NTTR, pushing West Common. Okay, 2, let's push mid preset 7. West Common, Pepper 1 to A-10 Charlie's, exiting Knitter, Jason recovery. We're 7 miles northwest Jason, Angels 11. Did you see on your TAD map, like I'm at the 30-mile scale now, you can see the boundary of Knitter on the moving map of the TAD. That's how I know when to check out, when it's not known nav points, intersections you're going to cross.
Yeah, that dashed line. I saw a brown dashed line.
Yep.
Yeah, and I also installed a TAD overlay, but maybe it's not active at the moment.
I don't know, the standard mods, required mods, it works pretty good. When you get really zoomed in, it disappears, but it's there like at 15 and 30 for me. Okay, let's check left, reference strike.
What I don't understand is, we always check in with ranges or with West Common or with Blackjack, and then after that, you do the radio check for me. Why not first check if I'm on the frequency and then talk to the A-10C?
You can. It's up to the flight lead. What I usually do, I usually go ahead and give a call as soon as I can to let the agency and anybody else on that frequency know that we're there, and then I'll check make sure that you heard the call on the app. So it's, you know, it's give you a little more time to do the switching above the, you know, that's the only reason I do, but a lot of people do check radios first and then make a call to the agency.
Ah, okay, yes, copy.
And like, I forgot to check if you were on West Common, so sometimes I forget to, you know, I'm always making mistakes, so sometimes I'll forget to do the radio check after a frequency change too.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, there's Creech at our 10 o'clock, and the two conventional ranges are to the left of that, you know, kind of north and west of Creech. So it's a pretty big landmark, easy one to find.
Yeah, visual.
Already, are you an F1 Verstappen fan or no?
No, not really. He's a nice guy. I mean, I don't have a big interest in the Formula One, but of course I followed it when he's, you know, in a big game.
Yeah, I was really pulling for him last year. I was tired of Mercedes and Hamilton winning every year. You know, everybody likes the change, and so I was glad that he won. It was controversial, but I mean, he earned, you know, it went several ways. It was a very interesting season. This season, man, Red Bull had some bad luck. I've been following them for several years. I'm not avid, but I record all the races and the qualifying, and I'll watch them and fast forward through the commercials and kind of the dead spots. So it's an interesting series to me, but you know, surely everybody doesn't like it, and some like it more than others. But it's neat that Verstappen's doing well, I thought.
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, he started with the karts when he was a very young boy. But yeah, it's a very big happening. My brother is big into the Formula One, and now I used to also have a colleague. He was always going to every race in the weekends.
Oh my gosh. West Common, Pepper 1, departing your airspace, pushing Nellis control. Let's go preset 4. Nellis control, Pepper 1, 2 A-10s inbound, strike recovery, strike, Angels 10.5. So we'll descend to 9,500, then check left, gas P. On to every race, you're talking about there in most of the Europe races, right?
Yep.
Okay, return in left, so when able, rejoin echelon left.
To rejoin echelon left.
Yeah, Verstappen's got a big following. It's kind of fun to see all the orange flares and orange shirts. But yes, it's funny, he and Leclerc both, they race karts a lot together too, so they really grew up competing with each other. And that series on Netflix, it does kind of blow up the rivalries between these guys. You know, they really don't necessarily are bosom buddies, but they get along better than they imply. I think they got some respect for each other and aren't the jerks that they sometimes are made out to be.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So when I'm doing now, ready. I'm watching. We're 9 miles on gas peak. When we get 3 miles on gas peak, that's when we'll start maybe a 3 or 4 degree descent, because we'll be abreast of Jordan. That waypoint is slightly off course to the right.
Roger.
And just to practice, off check 1 is 6.5.
2 is 6.4.
1 copy.
Well, it's not bad, 100 pounds difference.
Okay, 2, let's start about a 3 degree descent. And I'm going to slow down ITT 650. Nellis Control, Pepper 1, gas peak. We're pretty much all at 080 now, so we've got to kind of hold this course and hold this descent. You don't have to worry about, since you're not flying lead much, and it will be, in fact, all the way through the MQT, you don't even have to fly lead. You don't fly lead, in fact. But when you do fly lead, you start watching for little cues and points to where you start turns and things. On this approach, I'll watch, and when we show 3.5 miles from apex on the 080 heading, that's when I'll start a right-hand turn to the runway heading. And I don't really, peripherally I'll look at apex, but when I start the turn, what I'm trying to do, ready, is to pick up Nellis and pick up runway 21 right and try to line up on that. So I time my turn so that I roll out a runway heading. I don't worry about trying to overfly apex or anything like that.
Copy, yeah.
So we're a little hot, but we'll slow down once we go wings level. So I'm going to start leveling off now, so we don't bust this 4,500 foot elevation. We need to be at apex. Okay, let's start a right-hand turn and reference apex. It's really not apex, it's really the runway heading. As you know, in all these kind of turns, returning before you get to the nav point, the waypoints, you don't really want to overfly it. You want to turn so that you're on the heading between the adjacent waypoints. Let's control Pepper 1, apex. I'm going to start descending now. A little bit more down to 4,000 on the way in. And I'm rolling out runway heading. So we'll continue to descend slowly, but you are cleared close. I'm pretty well stable now. And, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Nellis Control, Pepper 1, fin, pushing Nellis tile. 2 go, preset 3 on mid. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1, 2, A-10s on final, 2-1 right, overhead, full stop. Pepper 1, check in.
2.
Alright, so we're set up pretty well, I think. Looking good. Got about 30 seconds to the break, or 20 seconds or so. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1 in the break. Remember the downstream reciprocal heading is about 2-9, so I kind of brought a pull out at 030, kind of on the downwind. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1-1, right base, gear, full stop, 2-1 right.
Nellis Tower, Pepper 2, right base, gear down, lock full stop, 2-1 right.
Altitude, altitude.
And one's moving to the coal side.
Yeah, so I pulled a bit too many G's, I think, on the brake turn, and I got on the inside of you, and then I corrected.
Copy. I may not have pulled hard enough. I should have paid better attention. Should normally pull about like a hundredth of your airspeed. If you're going 300 knots, pull 3 Gs, 200 knots, 2 Gs. That's kind of what I try to do, but I was not paying as close attention, so it could have been me too.
Yeah, you were a bit wider than me, but I don't know. I'll have to watch it back in the video. I don't know what the normal procedure should be there, because I could have overshot you or extended maybe past the racetrack.
No problem. If you don't see him, it can be scary.
Yeah, I got you, and then I'll just turn left just to get back behind you. I could also have extended maybe past the racetrack.
Yeah, usually on the downwind, I'm kind of at I don't know, the west side, west end of the racetrack, kind of is where I end up usually. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1-1 clear, 2-1 right, crossing 2-1 left at Alpha for Southeast EOR.
Okay, 2 is clear.
So you need to give your own call to Tower that you're clear of 2-1 right at Alpha.
Nellis Tower, Pepper 1-2 clear, 2-1 right at Alpha.
Nellis Tower, Pepper 1-1 clear, 2-1 left at Alpha for Southeast EOR. You're also supposed to call when you're crossing an active runway like you're about to do here. I try to combine as much as possible. There's no really set particular radio call, just, you know, when in doubt, give a call as you're crossing, and then when you're clear, give a call.
Okay, copy. Nellis Tower, Pepper 1-2, clear of 200.
Dat af.
There's a lot of the radio protocol that's really not documented, and it's not really that strict, but you kind of learn what calls to make after the more you fly.
Copy. It will come by time.
Okay, 2, let's configure for taxi, and 1 is set.
Twist configured.
Something that I didn't really know until fairly recently, when you're trying to, when you are taxiing back to your parking spot, you really don't have to memorize exactly where you were. You can use your HEMIX just to find your initial point, and it'll kind of point you to your parking spot.
Yeah, it's pretty handy.
I need to fool with my rudder. It does this. I'm having to give a lot of left rudder to go straight. I think the little Hall effect sensor has shifted a little bit or something.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I had the other day with Black. I didn't know, but I did not have a dead zone configured on my rudder, and I was continuously banking a little bit when I was flying close formation. He caught it, he saw it, and he pointed it out.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I put the little control output on a display yet. It looks like everything's centered, but it's just not symmetrical for some reason.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, it is.
So what rudders do you have?
I've got some crosswinds.
Ah, they're pretty okay.
Yeah, they're very nice, very smooth, but I think that he has a little write-up about how to lock the sensor at center. If it comes unglued, it'll kind of rotate around, and there's a way to tighten it up. I need to go through that and make sure everything's centered. So.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, 2, you're clear to shut down. I'll see you in Discord.
2 copy, see you there.
Okay.